Welcome back to Movies Are So Back, the YouTube movie review channel where I, Ethan Simmie, ask the question, are movies so back? Today I am talking about and reviewing and giving my thoughts on a movie that is currently nominated for Best Picture at the 2025 Academy Awards. It's also nominated for Best International Feature Film. It's got a Best Actress nomination thrown in there. It is the Brazilian historical drama, I'm Still Here. This movie is very good. It is great. It is among one of the best movies nominated for Best Picture this year at the Oscars. And it's a movie that I feel like more people should see, should be talking about, should be discussing, and should be giving praise, because this is genuinely one of the better movies that is in the Oscar slate right now. Now, I wish I did get the chance to see this back in 2024 when it released, because I would have loved to put it on my 2024 ranked list on Letterboxd just to see where it stacked up. And I know that's a little bit petty of me, but I feel like it would have done pretty well against the competition, against the other movies that I did see last year. I saw this movie a couple of weeks ago. I was lucky enough to have a screener for it and see it in the comfort of my own home. And I have thought about it a lot since seeing it then. It is a powerful movie that has stuck with me, whether that be for its artistic choices or historical timeliness and potency. This movie is a full package, especially when you talk about an international historical drama. It is the real deal. This movie is doing pretty good business right now at the box office. It's currently available nationwide across the US and Canada. It's got about $22 million at the box office, which I feel like is pretty good for a really small film like this. Love to see the old Oscar nomination bump taking effect. If this movie is playing near you and you haven't seen it, please seek it out. I'd recommend that you go check out this movie. I think it is a very important movie to watch, especially at a time like this. I rated this movie 4.5 stars. I really, really liked it. Now, it is a historical drama, so it is based on real events, and you can read about what transpired to this family and the members of this family. It is no secret. It is historically accurate. But with having said that, I'm not going to spoil this movie because I didn't know where this movie was going. I didn't know what artistic decisions it would make. And I feel like the movie was more effective for me because of that. So this is going to be a spoiler-free review of I'm Still Here. The movie follows a family that lives in Rio in the early 1970s under Brazilian dictatorship. Basically, the government and military go around the country and they come to this one specific family. They take the dad in for questioning, the father of these children, the husband of this wife, take him in for questioning about his political affiliations in the past and his job working for the country. And he never comes back. He never, ever, ever comes back. And it is a story about the traumatic happenings that incurs for this family and the decades-long battle for healing that this family has to undergo. I'll just say that it's a very timely and important and prescient film for the ongoings of the current U.S. political climate that are unfolding every single day. I will leave that at that, but this movie is highly, highly important in those regards. Fernanda Torres is nominated for Best Lead Actress this year, and there's a reason why. I didn't know anything about this movie when I watched it, and I saw her name on the nomination list, and I was like, okay, I don't get that. I feel like there could have been a lot of other choices here. Like there could have been so many other choices. And then I watched this movie and I was like, okay, I get it now. I understand why she is nominated. Deeply emotional performance, deeply affecting performance, really versatile, tactile performance in a pretty quiet and traumatic and emotionally demanding role. And I think that Fernanda does something really special with this movie, and it kind of all hinges on her and uses like her as the emotional axis of the film. And without her incredible performance, this movie kind of falls apart, which I think is of note. The movie is dark. It's intense. It is a little bit difficult to watch at times, especially if you are a parent or if you have kids, because again, like this is a historically accurate movie. This happened and happens all the time, all across the world, and is a very, very scary thing, being torn apart from your family, from your children, from your loved ones, and hoping that you can find your way back. I think on a thematic level, this movie is really successful at conveying the importance of family and of a family tree and of a legacy. There's something really, really kind of innate about that quality there that I think this movie does a really good job of displaying. The movie is a little on the slower side. You got to sit with a lot of scenes. but it does it for a reason, and I will say it is effective and needed for a movie like this. So don't let that kind of, make you weary of this film whatsoever. Those moments, actually, the more that I think about this movie, are the better moments of the movie. Really enjoyed I'm Still Here. This is a great movie that if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you checking it out. Again, I gave it 4.5 stars on Letterboxd. I would love to rewatch this movie one day. Probably not soon because it is so intense. It is such an intense watch, but a rewatch is in the future for sure. Are movies so back? Absolutely. Absolutely. If we look at the rest of the Best Picture slate, maybe not. Maybe a different answer. But with this movie, with I'm Still Here, yes, movies are so back. Have you seen I'm Still Here? If you have, drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the film as a whole. If you haven't, I encourage you to go seek it out, to go find it, to go to a local cinema and seek out this incredible international drama film that I feel like, again, more people should just be watching this movie. Remember to like this video, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell so you are notified every single time that I do review a new movie here on the channel. If you got a movie that you want me to talk about, to review, drop it in the comments as well. I'm open to suggestions. You can also follow me on Letterboxd for all of my musings and thoughts about other movies that I don't talk about here on the channel. And I'll see you in the next video.